How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to more of Wolong Fallen Dynasty, the demo. So, wanted to take some time today and talk about some of the mechanics in the game. I've spent some more time with the game and feel more comfortable with it. I've beaten the boss of the demo finally. Did take a while, but so basically, let's first talk about the spirit gauge, which is basically essentially like your posture meter from Sekiro. It's a key mechanic in this game. So if we do that, that is dodging a critical attack from the enemy. That's a regular deflect. Now you see the blue. That is the positive side of the spirit gauge. Now, I'm going into the orange slightly too when getting attacked. So when you get attacked, you lose spirit, and when you attack yourself and successfully, you start to go into the blue of the meter. So the blue and upper part is the right side of the meter below the green, and the left side is the negative portion. Now you can perform actions still when you're in the negative portion. So like in the lower right of the screen, you see my wizardry spells, and then above that, the little triangle, there's two on the left, or one on the left and one on the upper part of the triangle. Those are martial arts, and then the one on the right, kind of blinking right now, that's my divine beast. So if I right now I'm in the neutral for spirit, so if I can still perform martial arts. So if that's one of them. That's holding R1 and doing square, and then this is triangle. Now you see when I'm doing that, I'm going into the negative for my spirit. So if I continue to do it, eventually I will reach that lower portion. Now you see they're grayed out now, and now they just popped up again. So briefly, once you reach the lowest possible limit on your spirit, you can't do wizardry and you can't do your martial arts. You can, and at that point, if you're in a battle, you're probably going to get guard broken or posture broken or your spirit broken, whatever terminology you want to use. So that's basically how that is handled. I mean, obviously, now let me show you also. There's lots of different things that happen with your spirit here. So if I can get a deflect on this, I'm trying to get this guy to do his. Trying to get him to do his critical attack, the red attack. Come on, buddy. Cooperate with me here. Not that one, the other one. And I missed it. Let me try again. So now, if you do successfully deflect that critical attack, you gain positive spirit, but then when you do like the fatal blow, if I can get him to do it, I will show you. Okay, now watch my spirit. Okay, so when you do a fatal blow, that actually uses up your positive spirit, and you go back into the neutral. Same thing, basically, when you do, if you're in the positive end of the spirit, and you use your martial arts and stuff like that, that consumes your spirit. So different, lots of different things affect your spirit. And also some of your stats affect that as well. The wood virtue affects your HP and the amount of spirit lost when attacked. The water virtue is detection, enemy detection, and the amount of spirit consumed when deflecting. So I think that refers to you consume spirit from the enemy from deflecting their attack. And then the earth virtue is your equipment weight, but also the amount of spirit gained when deflecting an attack. So I don't know why there's two separate stats here that refer to deflecting attacks, but generally with the stats as well, if you notice here, if a stat is generally higher, you're gonna get positive and negative effects of that stat. So if you look at my fire defense here, it's minus 14, and that, yeah, and that's actually coming from the metal virtue. So positive, and when you raise these up, positive and negative effects, you can also see that my water is at my water defense is minus 5. So the more you raise up your fire, the lower your defense gets against water. So you as you level up, you kind of want to, I feel like you want to maintain a balanced stat spread, seems like. And kind of tying into that, the most important thing here is in the tutorials. So this helps out with several of the more difficult enemies. So the affinities. So wood phase counters earth, earth counters water, water counters fire, fire counters metal, and metal counters wood. So some examples of this, right? So the boss, which I'll show you in a minute, he actually does some earth attacks. He has like spikes that come out of the ground. So he is essentially weak to wood, which is odd in this game. The wood virtue, as far as wizardry that you can use, is actually like lightning. So lightning weapon, see here in the in the wood phase, all the lightning stuff is in here. So the boss is essentially kind of weak to lightning. Now if you're fighting like that bird, crow thing, whatever that thing is, that I showed you in my previous video, that thing, since that thing does lightning, let's see, yeah, since that does lightning and that's wood, the metal phase, he's going to be weak to the metal phase. So if we look at go back and look at our wizardry here, the metal phase has toxic and poison. So essentially, if you're fighting that bird and need an edge, some of these are going to help out. Now that thing moves around a lot, so there's these like toxic bubbles and the poison corrosion and stuff like that probably isn't going to help, because that thing is pretty quick and moves around a lot. So your best bet's probably like the toxic weapon and stuff like that. I actually didn't use that on him. I think I used like stone weapon and stuff like that, and that still messed him up pretty good. And even the boss, I actually, before I found this out, I was using stone weapon and the death bog, which are earth phase wizardries. If you look here, yeah, stone weapon and the deathly bog. Those were pretty effective against the boss, and that's essentially how I beat him. But the lightning messes him up pretty good. So I think all I wanted to talk about. Basically, I just want to show you guys the boss here. Now, once you beat the boss, you actually go back to the beginning of the demo, and you start over with your morale. Your morale is that orange little circle above my health bar. It says 20. So that's my morale rank. Basically, you level that up as you go through the level, and you plant these battle flags over here, which is what I'm resting at over here. And some all enemies have morale ranks kind of above their heads. Like, I'll show you this guy again. If they defeat you, their morale rank actually goes up, and you lose part of yours. And you can, once you defeat that enemy, you get that back, as well as your key, which is in the lower left of my screen. So you see this guy is morale 19. So you can see the dual swords are nasty. They just like basically burst people down. I do like this glaive too. So let's go show you guys the boss. Now, I'm not going to beat him because I don't want to go back to the beginning of the
I'll crush you like the vermin
demo. Now basically the first phase of this is basically a joke. You can pretty much spam the shit out of this dude.
That's what you get.
Of course I'm missing my deflects too. This guy's having none of my demonstrations today. But basically, you can get that guy in a corner and spam the shit out of him. Second phase is really where the fight starts. All right, buddy, come on.
I'll crush you like the vermin you are.
Yeah, as you see there, as long as he doesn't get away from you, you can pretty much keep doing this.
You're not as weak as you look, huh?
Now, also you can see as I did that fatal blow there, I was in the negative, and that brought me back to neutral.
Damn it!
Okay, now this is really where it starts. I had a very hard time deflecting this guy's attacks, except for that one. So I just guard, which is, it's kind of bad because it basically puts you in the negative spirit. Oh crap! Bad time for that. That one is decent. For that attack is decent to get a deflect on. It's just kind of difficult for the timing. That buff will give me, once I attack, that will give me health back. Should have deflected that. That heal is so slow, man. Like, it's crazy. I'm surprised I got that deflect. Got that one. Oh god, probably dead. Oh, see, I didn't even get my heal off. Sometimes it does, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I wasn't gonna kill him there anyway, though. But very cool boss. It just takes a bit to kind of figure out his movements and how to deflect and everything. But those are really the key mechanics of the game. your spirit gauge. That is highly the most important mechanic of the game, and also those affinities for the 5 phases should help you out. So as far as like the tigers go, I'm not sure what kind of attacks they have. You know, they do the claw attacks and stuff like that, so I don't know what they're considered. What phase, if anybody knows, let me know. I used fire on them, and they seem to it seemed to be decent, and also I used a stone weapon on them. That seemed to mess them up pretty good too. So I'm not sure exactly which phase they are. But the other stuff, like the boss, is easy to tell, and that bird, crow, dragon thing, whatever he is kind of easy to tell too. But yeah, this game is really good. It's basically Team Ninja's version of Sekiro. Nioh was kind of their version of Dark Souls, and I can't wait for the regular game, the full game. It's gonna be great. Gonna be difficult, but it's gonna be great. And if you guys are having problems with deflex, I mean, I'm visually handicapped. I was too, but apparently with data mining efforts, they said that Sekiro's deflect timing was like 20 frames, and this is like 8 for deflecting. That's insane. So it's a very, very tight window. So if you're having trouble, you can either guard, which puts you in the negative spirit, but as long as you're aggressive, you should be able to be okay. But also, yeah, just work at it. You get it. I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 at it, so maybe they'll improve the parry timing window. Who knows? But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope this helps you out, understand the game a bit more. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you're doing well. Stay tuned. More coming at you. Take care.